Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Michaela Peters. My ankle is still super swollen, so hence why I'm sitting like this. It's literally like black and blue at this point, so I'm guessing it's a pretty bad sprain, but I don't know what else you can do besides just try to not fall again. And I'm not exercising, so that's fine. Alright, so I had a good question that was asking about healthcare in Finland as a foreign person, and I thought that was a really good question, and that's what I'm going to try to address today. We're going to have to work with some background noise because I'm really hot and the window is open because I had one of those OCD cleaning moments this morning where I felt the urge to clean the whole bathroom, so I'm cooling down from that. Yep, it's a very me thing to do. First, I woke up and I thought about, how do I answer this question? And I was like, no, it's a good question. So I am a representative for SwissCare, so you can sign up through my link that's in my bio, as I mentioned. So SwissCare is good for mostly when you're going to apply for your residence permit. Once you already have your residence permit, you don't need to present that you have SwissCare. And to be very honest with you, when I was here as a student, I was not necessarily using any form of alternative insurance like SwissCare, and I'm going to explain a bit about why. So I was a Fulbright scholar, came here during COVID, lots of fun, and Fulbright had its own ASPE insurance coverage. I think it's also offered for State Department diplomats who are in different countries, and I did use it a couple times. I mostly used it for mental health counseling services, which, I don't know, was kind of defeatist for me because I hadn't really needed those for a while. But yeah, Finland has a really great way of activating mental health issues in people, so beware of that. Just be cognizant of it. Because I've been thinking about that a lot myself. It's like, it's really easy to experience a lot of highs and lows here because you're less distracted and you're less busy, and if you're foreign, you're usually having a hard time connecting with local people, and then you're maybe connecting with other foreign people, but they're all from different cultures, so it gets to be kind of messy, to be honest with you. But yeah, that was one criticism around the SwissCare was that, oh, it doesn't cover mental health services. Probably true. So I actually got mental health services for free through being a Fulbright scholar. Now, for other people who I've talked to who are international students, so I believe if you're a student, each university has the test thing, like, don't ask me what that stands for. It's like YHTS, and it's some sort of, I don't know, somebody can comment and tell me that because I really can't remember right now. But basically, you pay a fee. I think it's about 40 euros at this point, probably. You pay this fee, and then they give you access to certain services. So when did I use the test? The time that I needed to get antibiotics, and so I just called them and I told them what my problem was, and then they're like, okay, and then they gave them to me, and then I think I utilized that service one or two more times after that. But they didn't even need to see me. That was pretty cool. So very efficient. They're not trying to waste time here. Very different than the US where, you know, well, they're expedient, but they're going to try to give you as many appointments as possible to charge you as much as possible. I don't think that's really the objective here. So yeah, so a lot of times you'll have some sort of private insurance if you're a foreign person, especially if you're here for a short period of time. I do technically have Lappeenranta as my municipality, and one thing I will tell you is that you cannot take advantage of public health services. So at this point, I'm not like a student anymore technically. Like, I'm a student, but the PhD students are more like faculty staff because they're kind of far removed from the, like, you're not a student thing. I don't know. It's like even the student meals are not the student meals. I pay like $2 extra, whatever. I don't care. It's still cheaper than America. It's just the benefits are a little bit different is what I'm trying to explain. So, you know, I'm not really like, this is a good question. Can I even use the test? I'm going to be honest, I haven't tried to since I've been a PhD student. Maybe I could. I don't know. But I've just been going to the actual doctors and stuff and using the public health services, and they've been fine with that. I scheduled an appointment for the wrong one, then they corrected me to the right one, and then I've been working with that. So that works. I did get a fee already for one of those, a clinic fee as it's called, and that was about 50 euros. I don't know how many more clinic fees I'm going to get because I have gone to the clinic now 2 or 3 times. Blood work, don't know how much that's going to cost. I will tell you, I did try to go get blood work in Helsinki, not my municipality, and I did schedule an appointment with the public healthcare sector, and they were like, no. They were literally like, we're not going to take you. And I think it has to do with the fact that I didn't live there. I'm not a citizen. So they made me go to a Soon lab instead, which was like downstairs. But that cost me like $60. And that was one of those things where I was like, maybe I should have done this in the US, because blood work in the US is not always, it's either really expensive or really cheap. But $60 was like, it was kind of annoying. Although I think I used it paying out of my FSA account from the US. US healthcare, that's another story. Yeah, but okay, so I guess it's true with the whole municipality thing. The thing is, I do the thing where I'm not here a lot of the time, so I don't know how they look at that and how that works, and maybe that's why I'm getting charged fees. There was one time while I had the searching for work permit, because right now I am finally on a type A residence permit, where I went to the hospital to make sure that my knee was okay, that I had recently fallen on, and it was hurting pretty bad. It was pretty disgusting, not gonna lie. It was like one of my worst injuries. And then they checked and told me everything was fine, and then that bill was like 40 euros later. That was fine. Yeah, I paid it, whatever. Yeah, so, I think it kind of depends, but I feel like worst case, the highest bill you're probably going to get is going to be for like a couple €100, and that's kind of it. I don't know exactly how it works, though. If you have absolutely no tie to Finland, like no residence permit, none of that, I don't know of anybody coming here for medical tourism in particular. Maybe it is something that people do, but yeah, it's just based on my experience. I know that's how it goes. Oh yeah, with the OOF test thing, I was going to say that I do know other students who took advantage of the mental health counseling services. It sounded like they were free. I don't know. But Finland is very into like the mental health stuff. Like, I've been going to the doctors for stuff, and they're like, we want to send you to one, and I'm like, okay. That appointment didn't even happen because the lady got sick, but whatever. I was just like, okay, I don't know. I'm just working a lot so that I'm not noticing how I feel. That is a thing that people do, and I'm admittedly doing that right now, and I'm totally fine with it. There's just a lot going on. It's partially, I was having this discussion yesterday with somebody where I'm like, if it's out of necessity, is it actually workaholism? Because, like, I don't know, I was talking about my uncle who's a school teacher who lives in the state of New Jersey and works a couple jobs, and his wife doesn't work, and I'm like, I don't know if that's a workaholism thing or if, like, he actually needs the money, so it's hard for me to say. Probably both. And is that wrong? I don't know. Yeah, so again, it kind of depends, but the one piece of information rather that I'm missing here is that I don't know how you're treated if you just randomly come here on vacation and you use healthcare services. I think I did hear one story from one friend who, like, broke his arm and had to get surgery, and that cost 10,000 euros. And he was like, that wasn't that bad. And then we're like, that's kind of a lot of money, dude. I don't know. Yeah, so there is that. I don't know. But that's kind of everything that I have. Hopefully that was helpful. And then the Finnish people can interject and, talk more about what they know. But that's been my experience with healthcare here as a foreign person. And I do try to avoid going to the doctors, but when I have to, I have to. So there is that. All right, again, hopefully it's helpful. I don't know. All right, until next time. Bye.